everybody, you're about to listen to the Tom Joyner Show. Coming up next, right at you. Stick, stay, don't you go nowhere. Don't you put your hand on that damn dial. He's coming up next, baby. How do you spell Longino?
It's Longino, Longino.
I've been saying it wrong. You didn't say nothing. Hey, everybody, you're about to listen to the... Hey, everybody, you're about to listen to the... Hey, everybody, you're about to listen to the Tom, don't you know?
I'm keeping all that, man. I'm keeping all that shit.
Coming up, baby. Yours truly, Jan and Ron. I'm going to be on the Tom, don't you know show. Check me out. Watch out there now, man.
Wake up, God damn it. Wake up, God damn it. Hey, and welcome to the time. Yeah, everybody laughs when I do that.
You know what? That is, I don't know if you know, but man, I'm thinking maybe 40 years ago, Red Fox, he said, 40 years from now, you'll be able to do a commercial like this. No shit, folks. And he was absolutely right.
And it's part of my merch right here. So that's what the wake up is. Wake up is it means something.
Well, it says wake up, goddammit. On there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
G-O-T, not G-O-D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wake up, damn it.
Okay, wake up, gots.
Wake up, god damn it.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, that's how black moms talk to your ass anyway. I mean, you get one, get up, and then the next one is wake up, god damn it.
Yeah. Wake up, god damn it. So that's what wake up is.
It's wake up, then all right, get up, and then it's wake up, god damn it, then get your ass up, then followed by the covers being snatched off you.
Yeah. Or you might get one more.
Yeah.
I told your ass get the fuck up.
Yeah. No, or when I come back in this room, your ass better be up.
Well, everybody, if you don't know who I'm talking to right now, you know, I don't know where you've been at the last 30 years in your life, but J. Anthony Brown, ladies and gentlemen, on Tom Joyner Show. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Where are you, man?
I'm in Indianapolis.
Is it still Naptown? They still saying?
Yeah.
It's Naptown.
We got a few other names we call it, but we're not.
Why do they call it Naptown?
You know what? I really don't know.
It's short for Indiana. Yeah.
No, I want to say it was because, you know, they thought we was always asleep at the wheel, you know, when it come to other cities.
Do you know how many black people live in Indianapolis that can't spell Indianapolis?
I don't even want to know. I don't want to know, man. But you know, we did the Super Bowl here.
Yes.
So Napa's coming along with, and we about to do All-Star, and they just put up a bunch of events, big events for All-Star.
Yeah, All-Star. I saw. I was in the airport. They got all the posters up for the All-Star game. It looks good. Looks good.
We putting on. Napa's doing a good job at representing. You know, for a
lot of good music came out of there too, man. A lot of good music. Right.
Of course. And then Mike Epps just came back and
he's building a club there, right?
Building a club.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, he's building a club there. He started the first one he got is in Detroit, I believe. He did the first one in Detroit. Then he's coming here, but he just bought the whole neighborhood. He bought his old neighborhood and dancers out here with him. Oh yeah.
Wow, that's good. You know, one thing I can say about Mike Epps, man, when I had my comedy club in LA, Mike came through, went on stage. You couldn't get his ass off the stage, but he would come through. In fact, I'd give him the light. You know, hey, Negro, look, I got 70,000 comedians who come out all the time. Get your ass off the stage. But you know, but I can name a whole lot of comedians that since I had the club for like 11 or 12 years, they didn't even show up. So I appreciate what Mike Epps did for me, man. And so I'm returning the favor.
Yeah, one of the things I want to ask, and is kind of following up what you just said, like in comedy, it's one job, right? Make the people laugh. Just make the people laugh. Why does it seem like there's so much competitiveness?
Well, because I'm going to tell you, you've never owned a comedy club. I have. Comics are the most sensitive motherfuckers you ever want to meet in your life. From a group of people who can do a joke to a group of people who can't take a joke.
Wow, that's a hell of
I'm
damn.
telling you, I own the club for 12 years, and Mike is going to tell you this later on once he gets into this business.
Yeah.
The biggest fights I ever had in my club was between comedians. He stole my joke. That's my music. He's up on stage too long. I like the way he introduced me. He's talking to the people, yada, yada. I'm telling you, I know it for a fact. Not only that, we're a group of people who don't patronize or help out one another. I had a club for 12 years in LA, and I can name 100 black comedians who never set foot in my club. And when Mike gets his club going, he's going to see the same problem.
Wow.
Because when you open a business, the people who help you will be people you don't even know.
That's usually how I go with a lot of stuff.
That's how I go with anything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Right.
And that's unfortunate because you've been around you would think the fact that you've been your resume speaks for itself. You know, you got the respect and the love. You would think they would want to come, and they always hear comedians say, "There's not a lot of places where we can perform at." Well, the man got a spot for you. Why wouldn't you go?
They just don't. No, they have more. Look, I know I didn't have a whole lot of money to offer some of the comics when I was in LA. I know that for a fact. But I know for a fact that not only would they not take the little bit of money I was offering, they would rather go and work up to the white clubs for free. Now, here's the other factor that you don't know about.
You are worse enemy.
If it wasn't for black comedians, these white comedy clubs would be closed. Closed. The doors would be closed. And if you think I'm lying, look at the ticket price. Look at the price of a ticket when you see Billy Bob Juggle Balls come to town as opposed. I'm telling you what I know, man. This is I'm not making this up. Billy Bob Juggle Balls, his tickets is $10. You get D.L. Hughley, you get somebody else, the tickets are $40 and $55. And why? Because we have saved, when I say we, black comedians saved white comedy clubs. And I'll call them names, Improv, the Chuck, the Huckle, whatever damn name you want to call them. If it wasn't for black comedians and comedians going in these white comedy clubs, not only that, you get blackballed because they'll tell you, well, if you play the black club, we're not going to book you in the white club.
Wow, so it's that much
yeah,
nasty business going on behind the scenes?
Yes. This is shit that's been going on for years and it ain't going to change, you know.
So
that was one of the reasons I opened my own club, because I got tired of the BS of trying to wait around, you know, to get 3 minutes on another club in a white club. I'm like, shit, I got enough money. I open my own damn club.
And you would think that we will help. Well, we don't help each other.
No.
We don't
How long you been doing your show?
How long I've been doing this show?
Yes.
Since 07.
Okay. How many people can you not get on this show?
A whole lot.
Thank you. I rest my case. You messed up down.
They want to see the numbers. They want to see and I've even had comedians that when we reached out, they wanted money for the interview.
Yeah.
They wanted money. And I'm like, well, I thought back before all this stuff started happening, the resume was what you based your decision on. Now we want 5,000 or we want 1,000 or we want this. I'm not one of them. I'm not used to
Mr. Johnson of Johnson Publication had the greatest thing. He said, the hardest thing for a black man to do is work for another black man. Do you know that Negroes buy more chicken from Asians than we do from our own? We eat more chicken from Mr. Wong than we do. Mr. Wong can sell us chicken and donuts and no problem. And you open a chicken place, your ass will starve to death, man. Waiting on them Negroes to come in there, you know.
J. Anthony Brown, man, it's going to be a day no high.
They're coming in with complaints. And here's the other thing. Miss Wong ain't going to buy shit from you.
No, at all. At all.
Not only is Miss Wong not going to buy nothing from your ass, Miss Wong not going to hire your ass.
At all.
Miss Wong, Mr. Wong is not hiring Negroes.
At all. J. Anthony Brown on the Taj Longino Show, man. He will be in Dayton, Ohio on February 9th, the week of Super Bowl.
Yeah, the week of that's Super Bowl one?
That's Super Bowl week.
Oh, I got to talk to somebody about more money. I didn't know that was.
Yeah, that's Super
Well,
Bowl
thank
weekend.
you for telling. Oh yeah, we about to make some calls now. some shit about to happen.
Yeah, February 9th.
Oh yeah.
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 February 9th, February 9th to 10th, 8
I
p.m.
didn't know. It's you. Are you sure? So, oh yeah.
You want to know why I'm sure? Because I'm going to be in Vegas that weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So who you looking for to be in there, man?
I really don't. You know what? Kansas City. I'm a huge Kansas City fan. I just something about Mahomes, man. I just like the way they run that offense. They're exciting. They're like the Golden State Warriors of football, basketball to me.
Yeah, I knew it. You know what? Light skin.
Don't end the interview.
Light skin always go light skin. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Who you wanted to see? Who did you want to see in there?
The Ravens. Come on, man. I want to see the Ravens go all the way.
He's a
beast. He's a beast. And then you know what I like about him? When you see him, he sound like he look. Patrick Mahomes. when Patrick Mahomes started talking, you're like, how old is this Negro? 9?
But you know what?
He's a beast, though. I am giving a beast.
The Ravens have a great chance.
Oh my God!
It could now. If you know sports, you know the
politics. A little bit.
Sports.
I'm 10 years in, but I can hold up a conversation. Let me tell you how new I am to sports. Back in the day when I didn't know anything about sports, my one way to get into the conversation was let people talk, and you don't know nothing. This is for anybody who don't know sports. All you gotta do is say this. What do you think about that big white boy from Kansas? And you are in. Because in every sport,
you know what? You about right.
Every sport has a white boy from Kansas, man.
Oh, you got me dying laughing right here, bro.
I'll tell you guys say, man, man, he had a 3.4, he's running 9.3. Oh yeah, man. Y'all hip to that white boy from Kansas? And there's always a white boy from Kansas. Well, now I'm a little up on the game, and I can hold a conversation, but I like the Ravens. I was with the Ravens when Ray Lewis killed that man. Oh, okay, don't put that out there. Don't put don't put.
Yeah, good thing we ain't live. Good thing we ain't live. I can cut this out.
When Ray Lewis beat that man up, how about that? Put that in there. We can say that.
Oh my God, man! Jay,
let me tell you something, man. Here's a funny joke. When I was on the Tom Joyner Show, I referred to him as the killer, and he did not like that.
I wouldn't either.
He did not think that was a joke, man.
I mean, can you blame him?
Oh my God! All right,
I can pretty much say no, I ain't got to worry about asking how you doing because you're in a very good mood. I see. But yeah, it's gonna be in Dayton, Ohio, February 9th and 10th, the week of Super Bowl, Super Bowl weekend. Probably want to go a little harder on promotions, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna pump it up. Yeah,
pump it up. I got a question. You've been in stand-up a long time, and I saw somewhere where you said that Def Jam changed your life forever.
Oh, it did.
How was your style of comedy changed from the Def Jam days to what you're doing now?
Well, before Def Jam, basically for myself, before Def Jam, there were no black comedy clubs. They didn't exist. Where you could go and see an all-black audience. And after Def Jam, and it was so weird because my manager at that particular time said, "You shouldn't do that show. That's beneath you." She thought that show itself was beneath me to do. And they were paying $2,500 for the one show. Ooh. They flew you up and they gave you a per diem of, I think, $150 a day. I'm like, I'm going to go do Def Jam. It literally changed my life. Mm-hmm. What it did was it showed America that it had a lot of black comedians who could hold their own on stage. There are a lot of comics that came up. I mean, they probably had over 300-400 comedians, but there's a handful that came out. Steve Harvey, Adele Gibbons, some more, Bernie Mac. The phrase Bernie Mac, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. That came because of Def Jam, because the person who went on in front of Bernie Mac bombed. I mean, he had a horrible set. And then Martin made fun of him. So Bernie Mac was the next comedian. So when he came out, he said, I ain't scared of you. And that was his hook. Watch out there now. For me, it wasn't a joke I was going to do. One of the comedians stole my joke at the rehearsal and did it at the show. And so I'm like, oh, I got to put something else in. And I put Watch Out There Now in there, and it just changed my life. It became a hook. You know, hamburger, shucky ducky quack quack. You know, all of those comics.
I remember Shucky Ducky.
It changed their life. And the other thing was, it was the only game in town. And it was definitely a show you didn't miss. You didn't miss Def Jam. When Def Jam was in its heyday, you made your business to watch Def. I did it 3 times. It was bigger than the Apollo for comedians.
And one of the things I liked about Def Jam, the crowd was honest.
Oh, the crowd, man.
Crowd. If you sucked.
When I did that joke, I've only watched my performance on Def Jam twice. But when I did that joke, Watch Out There Now, I can tell you some of the people. Wesley Snipes was in the audience. Heavy D was in the audience. And you could see them. Like, you know, Negroes, when they laugh, if it's real, you'll get a spin. If you get a Negro to stand up and spin around, you gotta see the in Living Colors spoof they did about how black people laugh.
Yeah.
You never seen that?
I don't know. I was a young boy.
You gotta Google it, man. Not only they're throwing chairs, explodes in the audience. It's good, but that's the laughter you get from black audiences, and that's a tribute to that show. It literally changed my life. It literally did.
And how was I know throughout the years, you know, people are more sensitive now. So the way you do comedy now, you gotta be a lot more careful. You was able to be raw. You was able to be real. You had a lot more leeway.
I think you can do whatever you want to do in a club.
Okay.
Once you try to put that on television, you know, sometimes you can say stuff in a club. You can get away with stuff in a club that you can't get away with on a concert. And Dave Chappelle is a perfect example for that. Well, the internet has changed that. You know, and like it used to be like the Vegas thing was, what you did in the club stayed in the club. But now they walk in, they're recording from the minute you stand on stage. So you say something bad or you say something that they think is offensive, it's on the internet. Next thing you know, I want to apologize to all of special ed kids about I want to apologize to all the women with one breast. I did a joke. I'm sorry. You know, I went off. I did a joke about a guy with one eye. I'd like to apologize. You know, so comics never apologized before. Now they're apologizing, and it's because of the internet.
So how does that change your style per se? Like, have you altered how you do things, or you still pretty much?
No, I'm not. I don't think my comedy has ever been where I try to make people uncomfortable, and because I'm talking about stuff that the average person can relate to. You know, I'm basically talking about myself, and from having my own club and emceeing a lot, I have this ability to not make a person feel uncomfortable. Like one of the things I did when I started working comedy club, I played all white audiences. There were no, like I said, there were no black comedy club. So it made me a better comedian because of the fact that I could play white and black. Some comics, you know, have never been in front of an all white audience. And here's the other thing. Some white comics never been in front of an all black audience, and they don't have to be. I will tell you, if you're starting out as a comedian, you better learn how to play churches, white clubs, black clubs, gay clubs. It just makes you a better comic all around. This is what you have to do as a black comedian. You don't have to go through that as a white comedian. You just don't.
Who are some of the new comics that you like today? Like, who's new up and coming ones?
That damn Corey Holcomb.
Hey man, he's retarded, man.
Corey
Hey,
Holcomb.
you know what? It's funny you brought his name up because I was talking to somebody about Corey. I can't stand him. I hate him. He talks. Hey man, that dude is hilarious, and he doesn't care.
Corey Holcomb don't give a damn. And I'm a huge Katt Williams fan. I love Katt Williams. Samoa is a beast. Cheryl Underwood is a beast, man. Country Wayne.
You like Country Wayne? I haven't really checked out a bunch of Country Wayne on stage. I haven't really seen them on stage yet.
DJ Youngfly.
DC Youngfly?
Yeah, so those comedians are, it's not so much we're passing the torch. They snatched it on their own. And and it's good. Yeah.
What about Ali Sadiq? You checked him out?
Oh, Ali Sadiq, is that thing he does about standing in the chair?
Yeah.
And he says, he stands in the chair and said, if you over 45, this looks dangerous to you. Yeah,
he's hilarious, man. Yeah. I like the joke that he did about Mexican and boots. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. He would come to my club, and then I worked with him on the Tom Joyner cruise, and he put the time in. That was the other thing that I have, about these comics who are coming up, and they said, well, they were on the internet, and then they didn't quote unquote pay the dues. Who's collecting these damn dues? Who's the dues collector?
I think what they're saying is y'all didn't do it the way.
Yeah, but
I guess
it doesn't matter because we didn't have the internet. Had we had the internet, we probably look. A lot of us started doing comedy before there was a fax machine. So now you don't have to do 700 Club. You can do a video where you blowing bubbles out your ass and get 2 to 3 million hits and go to a club and people want to, man, I want to see that nigga that blowing bubbles out of that. And you can make money. It's a different thing. Before it was quote unquote, before we came along, it was a chitlin circuit. And then black comedy clubs came around. So it's always going to change. The next genre will be 3D or hologram or some shit. I mean, so it always changes, and there's nothing you can do about it.
What got you? I know everybody when they get asked this question, they got a different answer. But what started you off in comedy? What made you want to be a comedian?
I always wanted to be close to anybody that made people laugh, like relative. The relative, the uncle that would come over, the cousin. I had a cousin, Melvin. When my cousin Melvin came, I'm front and center because he was gonna say something funny. And the rule is this: the funniest people never go on stage. Everybody got an auntie or a cousin or a worker that just brutal. They just say. I worked for a guy named Henry. I was a tailor. What people don't know is before I did comedy, I was a tailor for like 20 years. I made clothes and did alterations. Henry was the most brutal, funniest man I ever met in my life. Because he had a successful tailoring business, but he hated customers. When I tell you this, he hated them. A customer would mess his day up. It was like, come in, put your stuff down. Don't talk to me because I'm doing something. So he told a customer one time, a man brought a jacket in, and he would mark it up, and he said, you can get the jacket on Thursday. And the guy said, oh, man. Well, how about I just come back Wednesday and see if it's ready? Without a beat, Henry said, you can come back any goddamn time you want. It ain't going to be ready till Thursday. That's just him. Now, that's who he was. He said to me, when I first started working, I worked 6 days a week. After about 6 months, I said, hey, man, can I have a day off? He said, without a beat, he said, can I cuss? He can cuss, right? He said, have a day off. He said, motherfucker, when you came in here, you had them all off.
Oh man,
That,
I can't even get to this
man,
interview, man. You got me
back
dying.
when my
You got me.
sewing machine is set down, man. But that's who
Oh,
he was. That I mean, and that's who I admired him for that. I had a Aunt Emily, man. She when she wasn't drinking,
mhm.
didn't say a word. The minute she started drinking, her tongue would get heavy, and she would she would deny that she was drunk. Yeah, and I'm like, you like, Emily, you drinking? But who had? You sure you have been? Not only did she drink alcohol, she would drink anything that had alcohol in it, like
Damn.
shave. I mean, she had a problem, but she was funny, you know. And so
Yeah.
I always wanted to be around comics. I wanted to be close to people who were making people laugh. I remember when I was in school, there was a guy named Rogers Dawkins who knew everybody's mama name. I'm like, Bill Cosby did a bit like that. And this dude was just, how did he know your mama name?
Mama's name, yeah.
He knew your mama's name. He knew her middle name. Like, I didn't even know my mama's middle name.
What's the best time that you've had as a comedian in your
The
career?
best time,
Yeah.
probably working for Tom Joyner on the radio.
Okay.
It was unbelievable. And it wasn't, you know, it wasn't that I made the show. I was a part of a group that Tom put together. To this day, in my lifetime, was the best radio show ever. I'm not taking anything from Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, Russ Parr, none of them. But none of them did what we did on that radio show.
What was
You
some of
know,
the things you learned working with Tom Joyner over the years? Like, what's some of the lessons?
to be quick.
Okay.
To be the quickness, that because you'll see for yourself. You get a lot of funny comedians who you think are funny and they're very funny. You put them on this podcast and they're like, yeah, okay, no, they just can't do it. They cannot turn it on and turn it off. And from doing radio, you got a short window to say some funny shit because we about to play a commercial, Negro, and we ain't got time for a long ass story. Yeah, we about to, yeah, that about to be up on your ass. So you say what you gotta say.
So you had to learn how to be sharp and be quick and be fast with the jokes.
But that was just, for me, that was natural, and that was just that I was set up for me. I was set up with Sybil, Tom, Myra J, and even the nemesis that I had with me and George. It was just quick. You know, we had to be quick, and that's something that I learned from doing radio.
All right. Now, again, J. Anthony Brown is going to be in Dayton, Ohio, February 9th to 10th.
What's the name of his club? Mike Epps?
Wiley's.
Oh, Wiley's. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets. Located at 101 Pine Street, Dayton, Ohio, 45402. Also, you have a wine.
I have. I got wine. I have hot sauce and I have peanuts.
And I looked up some of your products, bro. You are selling out.
Well, yeah, the peanuts. I gotta make sure I get you some of my nuts so you can. What? What? No, man. Trust me. It's not like that. You know.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
No, I know. You know the dudes who have tried my nuts, man. When they come back, they try to talk real low, like, "Hey, man, can I say something?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." I just want to tell you, man. I really like your nuts. I'm like, what?
Oh, man.
I enjoy your nuts, man. Your nuts.
Anthony Brown, man, you got me over. I can't even get through this interview, man. You are cracking me up, man.
The nuts are called Hotter Than a Mofo. The hot sauce is called Hotter Than a Mofo, and the wine is called Drunker Than a Mofo. So, I'll have 2 flavors coming out soon. Okay. I'll have a website up where you'll be able to order all of that, books and all that stuff. But yeah.
All right, and yeah, because you got a book as well.
Yeah, I have a comic book. Maybe I can send you some of my, if you want to edit this. It's called The Adventures of Bitter Man. And Bitter Man is a superhero who totally doesn't believe in relationships. So, like, it's a cartoon book. So there's a 2-panel cartoon. So the one, like, you see a little boy and he's talking to a girl, and the girl is giving him a cookie. And then in the next panel, the girl has a cookie behind her back. And the joke is the first cookie is free. The next one will cost you. So it's which is the way pretty much.
So we got the wine, we got hot sauce, we got hats, we got comedy books, and you're still on assistant living. So you've done radio, you've done movies, you've done it all.
I'm an EGOT worker without an EGOT award. For those of you who don't know, it's radio, television, and movies. Mm-hmm. Now, you only get an EGOT if you won an award in those areas. I haven't won an award in all those areas, but I've worked in all those areas. I'm an EGOT worker. I'm not an EGOT recipient. So.
And so being on TV set, that's totally different than being on the movie, being on stage, on the radio. What are some of the things that you kind of learned being on the TV set? And do you plan on even maybe doing your own actual TV show soon?
I would love. I don't know if you've seen any episodes of Assisted Living, but I would love to. But if that doesn't come about, I think what I learned from doing television, and what most people don't understand about comedians and especially rappers, as to why they turn out to be such good actors. Not all of them, though. I'm not gonna say all rappers and all.
There's a few of them out there. Terrible.
Jordan Wallace can't act at all. At all. He's the same person in every damn movie. Just loud. There's no.
Maybe that's what they hired him to do.
Yeah, he does what he. But what makes people hire comedians and actors, comedians and rappers and singers, is because, number one, they have an audience. You know, if you DJ Babyfoot, and you got a hit album and you got a hit concert, you selling out 10 and 20,000 people in a concert, it makes sense to put you in a movie. Yeah. And the thing with comedians is, not only do we get to act and write and direct every week, because that's what we're doing. I'm writing a joke, I'm directing a joke, I'm saying this goes with that. That's directing, and I'm acting. I just saw Kevin Hart's new movie, Lift, man. I thought he did a fantastic job in that movie. Richard Pryor was a great actor. It's Bill Cosby. Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, I haven't saw Lift yet, but I plan on
making drinks. He was Bill Cosby was okay,
I haven't got a chance to see Lift, but I'm going to. I'm gonna go check that out.
I liked it. Now, if you read some of the comments, a lot of people hated it. I thought it was a good movie.
I think Kevin Hart is one of those people. This is what I've learned about Kevin Hart and Chris Rock. You either like them or you don't.
Or you don't.
There's no gray area with them for some reason. Like, people either think he's funny or you just don't think he's funny at all. And I've always been a Kevin Hart fan. I think Kevin Hart does an excellent job in movies.
Not only that, man, Kevin Hart grinds.
Yes.
Way above the average person who is out there doing what he does.
Now, the not to cut you off, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to jump in there real quick, because what Kevin Hart has done with comedy is kind of like what LeBron has done with basketball and players and making sure players get the money. What Jay-Z's probably done with hip hop and so why does Kevin Hart get so much slack, and he's brought so much business and made so much money and turned comedy into a real multi-million-dollar business?
Well, because in the words of Katt Williams, if you're doing something and you ain't getting hated, you ain't doing it right. Look, they nailed Jesus to the cross. You don't get no more holier than that or righteous than that. So it doesn't matter what you do. There's gonna be a group of people that go, man, he ain't shit, man. It's just going to happen. It comes with the territory. But one thing I can say about Kevin Hart, and one thing I can say about when Richard Pryor too, when and the same thing with Eddie Murphy and Red Fox, he made sure his boys was working.
Yes.
And people can say what they want about Steve. Me and Steve go way back. Steve is responsible for getting me my first writing job. I never had not writing. I wrote for Arsenio, but when I got a network writing job, Steve got a television show called Me and the Boys. Me and another guy by the name of Rashawn McDonald, when we were in the meeting, Steve said, if you want me, you got to take these two guys. You know, we ain't never wrote on the show. And that's how I got into the Writers Guild, was because of them. So what happens is a lot of people who go up the ladder, they bring their boys. Red Fox did it. Eddie Murphy did it. Bill Cosby did it. You know, and so on and so on. So you can say what you want about Kevin Hart. You can say what you want to about Dave Chappelle. He brings people up. You go see a Dave Chappelle, you're going to see 15 or 20 comedians that you probably would never see. And that's because he gives people a shot. And that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Like, why people go on these interviews and everybody's going back and forth, and all we're doing is making people laugh, man. I mean, at the end of the day, that's
I know.
Your job. You're in a job where it's all on you.
I can't, that question I can't answer, but you know, I mean, I can't, you know, criticize what Katt was saying. You know, we can get into that, or no, he's speaking what he feels and what he was going through. Right. So, you know, he felt it within himself that the people he was talking about, and some of the stuff he talked about, we already knew. You knew. Who didn't know Cedric Entertainer was fat? Were you shocked when you heard that?
You know, but I'm a Katt Williams fan. I'm a big Katt Williams fan.
I'm a huge Katt Williams fan, man.
And I'm a Katt Williams fan. I done been to several of his, a lot of his shows. I'm a Cedric Entertainer fan. Steve, it's a lot of y'all that are just, I mean, you guys are just naturally funny, y'all. Right. And then that's all we care about.
And the other thing, at the end of the day, it's enough room for everybody, man. Yeah. You know, and even with hey, look, when Chris Rock got the dog mess slapped out of him, he sold more tickets from Will Smith slapping him in his face than he, you know, it's probably he said, man, I wish I'd have got slapped a long time ago if I knew I was going to sell this many tickets. So even with Katt Williams, all the people he talked about are selling tickets, because now you're buying tickets to see what they're going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And like you just sat up here and said, Steve Harvey looked out for you. Kevin Hart looks out for his crew. So, I mean, I know there's other things going on too, but in the end, everybody's eating. And that's
everybody eating. I haven't been on the radio. I haven't been on the Steve Harvey Show in about 3 years. I ain't changed the way I eat. I haven't been on the Tom Joyner Show in about 3 years. Longer than that, I haven't changed the way I eat. Mr. Tyler Perry gave me a show. From being on his show, and I tell this story. I knew Mr. Perry long before he built the studio. When he would come on the show, the first time Tyler Perry was on the Tom Joyner Show, he didn't even get on. Tom didn't know who he was. He just dude sitting over there in the dress. He didn't know who he was. Same thing happened to Whitney Houston. She didn't get on. He didn't know who the hell she was. So we ran out of time. She didn't get on the show. She later on got on, but that's some of the stuff that happens. So when they offered me that job, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy that I get to do that, especially at this age. You know how many people in their 70s that are not getting anything? It's a blessing for me.
How long do you plan on, like, do you want to do this till you can't do it anymore?
They roll me up to the mic. Words come out. Yeah, I'll go Stephen Hawkins. I'll go that, man.
What's I know you know we've gone over the TV shows and the radio shows and everything. What's the one thing that you have not done yet that you would like to do?
I would like to write my own movie, or write an episode of a sitcom. Okay. You know, I would love to do that. But the movie that I would like to write, and I'm a Benny Hill fan, man. And the fast pace of what Benny Hill did, I just love that type of boom, 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 boom comedy. So I would love to write that. I never have written it. You know, I have a lot of song parodies. If you go to Instagram, or you'll see a lot of song parodies that I put together. Yeah, so that's writing, that's directing. Yeah, that's basically what I would like to do.
Yeah, and I saw some of those the other day when I was on your page. It's like you still having fun, man. You're not. And that's good that you can be at your age and still enjoying the art of comedy and still enjoying the art through
Comedy for me, man. I'm one of those comedians. You know, I don't know if you've been around a lot of comedians don't laugh at other comedians. You know, like a comedian will say something real funny, and a comedian who don't laugh will go, that's funny. That's funny. But me, if the shit is funny, and that's what that damn Corey
Oh
Holcomb,
man.
man.
I can't. I've never seen him in person. I
He
can't
just
wait. The last person I saw in person was Tommy Davidson, and
Tommy Davis is another one.
I didn't know that brother.
Tommy Davidson is amazing.
I didn't know.
But that's Tommy Davidson. He's like that 24/7. If you were to do a cross-country trip with Tommy Davidson, you'd have to put his ass out the car because he'd get on your nerves.
I didn't know. Like when we went and saw him, he had the entire stadium crying from start to finish.
And he's just one of the nicest people you want to meet, man. He's just down to earth like that, you know.
J. Anthony Brown on the Taj Longino Show. He's going to be in Dayton, Ohio, February 9th and 10th. Tickets are on sale right now. Make sure you go check him out. Is there anything that you would like the people to know? Is there anything you want to?
Yeah, when you come to the show, bring some extra money because I'm going to have wine, nuts, caps, artwork. So, you know, and I'm charging to take pictures. Now, I usually charge $10 for pictures, and people say that's a little high. So for this special occasion, I would like to lower the price. There'll be $10.
So you're definitely going to have products and stuff available?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my manager, Ike, would always hit me up, man. Man, you leaving money on the table. And he was absolutely right, man. After the show, people want to meet and greet and, you know, and buy some of your merchandise that she'll sign it for them. And so I'll have some of that.
What's the I always usually ask people their 3 keys to success at the end of an interview. I want to ask you to give young comedians and comedians who are coming up in this game 3 keys to success.
Okay.
As a comedian.
Number 1, play as many places as you possibly can. Okay. That would mean churches, schools, bar mitzvahs, funerals, any place you can get on stage. Any place you can get on stage. It's going to make you a better comedian. This is something that I don't do a lot, but try to write something, one joke every day, maybe one joke every day. And the last thing, do not listen to people telling you you're not funny. If you feel, because see, when you start to do stuff, people who know you can't see you doing that. That's why we will say you'll get the biggest help from people you don't know. You tell a person you never met you're a comedian, they're going, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, where you at? What can I see you at? You tell your homeboy, they're like, nigga, you ain't funny. You don't tell me something funny. So sometimes you have to keep your dreams to yourself, you know, and share them with people that are like that, you know, will encourage you. When I was a tailor, I didn't tell anybody I was doing comedy. They probably thought I was crazy because I'd sit back at my machine when I was doing alteration and I would talk to myself because I was getting like, this nigga crazy. He back there talking. And I was in the back talking to myself, but I was preparing myself for what it was I was going to do. Get you a recorder, record yourself talking. You know, the first time you start talking, can I talk for 2 minutes without going, and, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and, yeah. I bought me a $19 recorder. I recorded myself. I'm like, I'm going, and, you know what I'm saying? And I worked on that. So for me, those are the things that you can do to make yourself up. Because comedy is basically all about speaking. That's basically what it is. And George Carlin had a great analogy of what comedy was. It was called, ooh yeah. Meaning if I say something to you, just like when we started talking about how your mom will wake you up in the morning, People who've been through that, they go, oh, yeah, man, my mom used to do the same thing to me. Yeah, Sybil Wilkes used to tell me her mom would sing to her in the morning. I'm like, my mom ain't singing shit.
Yeah.
Annalie Brown did not sing to you at all. So it's basically you're getting people to relate to stuff that you're doing or relate and understand stuff that they're doing. And that's basically what comedy is. You can paint a picture to what it is you see to get them to see what it is you're doing. That's comedy. You know?
One last question. I didn't think about this until now. I was going to ask this earlier. But I also saw where you said that you still get a little nervous when you get out on stage.
Not a little.
So how do you? Because even when I used to rap, right? They always tell us look at the back of the stage, and then
none of that works for me.
So how do you?
I don't know. I have not figured out a way to go. Oh, I got this. No.
Because when you look at yourself, you couldn't tell. When I saw you on Def, you can't tell that you are nervous at all.
Man, I was so nervous in Def Jam. Because, like I said, one of the comedians did my joke. He did my joke, and I couldn't go out there going, oh, he just did my joke. So I went down in the basement. They have a little basement there, and I just like, Lord, just help me to calm down. And I'm still nervous. I'm so nervous sometimes. I can hear people introducing me, and I'm like, I don't even want to go out there. I could just.
How long does it take you to get out of that? Like once you get out there, start talking.
The minute I walk out and you don't even remember. Like it's weird. I don't remember how nervous I was before and it's not nerves, it's fear. It because it could take one Negro to throw a cup up there, which I've had happen. And I got hit in the head with a roll of toilet paper in Oklahoma.
Who brought a roll of toilet paper?
The lady went to the restroom and I made fun of her. You know how you got that restroom? Yeah. And I'm on stage and I hear this whizzing sound. And I got hit in the head. And I walked off stage. The owner of the club said, you know, if you don't go back on stage, you're not going to get paid. So, and this was before that happened. I just always have this fear of you never know what's going to go wrong. I mean, luckily it works, and I've been blessed to make it work, but not before I go out there. No, I don't know what to tell you if you're nervous. I do not. I don't have.
It's work. Hey, but you know what? It hasn't hurt you.
Huh?
It hasn't hurt you. You made it this far.
I work with Mary J. and George Wallace all the time, and they be like, "Could you just sit your ass down?" I can't do it. I can't do it.
And it's just when you go on stage, not when you're on the radio, not when you're on TV.
No, the radio. No, if I'm doing the Tyler Perry show and I'm waiting for my scene, yes. When I'm in the back and say I gotta walk in, yeah, there's nerves. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, like I said, you know, you've been.
I ain't got no help for you with that, you know.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that's real though. You're just being honest.
I'm being honest. I'm to this day, my girlfriend will tell you, man. She's like, what is wrong with you? Do you know that you're about to go on stage?
You ain't never been so nervous where you forgot your material, have you?
No, I never forget.
Okay.
But there's times I don't want to go out there. Just like, I'm not, you know, I got a show in a couple of weeks. I started getting nervous like a week before the show. It's just like, oh my God, I gotta be in Dayton in a week. Shit.
Dayton, Ohio, man. He's coming to your city February 9th and 10th. Make sure you get your tickets, J. Anthony Brown. Wake up! God damn it.